I think it's my duty to let people know I'm in real estate. We did 8 mail-outs over 8 weeks with a fictitious agent, promoting them in that neighborhood, and we went back and we surveyed that neighborhood again, and we asked who is the top agent, and guess what most people said? We are live. Hey, Chad Goldwasser, the Golden Hour podcast. This one's R.L. Burnside. It's called Someday Baby. We're coming at you live from the G-World Studios in Orlando, home of Lele and the 200% podcast by my buddy Jeremy Gomez. This one's called Someday Baby. Music is motivating, inspiring, and exciting, and it gives me energy. I like to dance in the front row at a concert. My favorite band ever in the world is the Grateful Dead, if you care to understand me. All right. I want to play you that whole song, but it's R.L. Burnside, Someday Baby. When we launched the Gold app, giving others leadership and direction, the Gold app, I'm going to start putting my musical musings up there for you. We'll have a daily song on there that we'll all press play on at 8:57 a.m. and listen to together to get motivated for the day. Thank you, RL. If you're out there, shout out RL Burnside. Coming at you live from Orlando, Florida, where we record the Golden Hour podcast, our new podcast designed to motivate, inspire, and help you to become legendary. Today's topic, marketing. One of my favorite topics ever. I like to think that I know a thing or two about marketing. It has allowed me to become known in Austin, Texas, and around, hopefully, the world as a real estate person. And I always tell people that if you ask someone in Austin, Texas, do you know Chad Goldwasser? Hopefully their response is this, if they do know me. You mean the real estate guy? Marketing is all about promotion of your brand and promotion of yourself. I share with all of my agents this fact. You need to become a shameless self-promoter, and I mean that in the best way possible, because as you learn ideas and systems and tools to become the best in the world in your industry, whether that be real estate or some other industry, I'm just going to speak from my real estate perspective. I believe I am one of the best agents on the planet. And I also believe that there are a lot of traditional average agents out there that are not being trained and they are not being brought up to the level that I consider you deserve as a consumer. And so I think it's my duty to let people know I'm in real estate, because if they hire Susie, Joey's brother's sister's daughter's friend that just got her real estate license, and they give that agent the listing on their home, one of their biggest assets, they may lose money. And I always use the analogy, if you were having brain surgery, do you want the brain surgeon that just got into brain surgery, that just, or do you want the brain surgeon that does 100 brain surgeries a year and has the experience and knowledge to make sure you get through that? In real estate, I say the same thing. Do you want an agent that does that's done 5 transactions, or do you want an agent that has been working in real estate 27 years, that has a high level of negotiating experience? And so that's why it is so important to me that people know I'm in real estate. And as you grow and get better in your business, I want you to think about that, becoming a shameless self-promoter, because there is one thing that every person I meet, every person I come in contact with, every person I meet at the Starbucks, every person I meet at the restaurant, every person I meet at the concert, at the open house, anywhere, they know 2 things about me by the end of the conversation. Number 1 is I'm in real estate. By the end of the conversation, they will know I'm in real estate. And here's how you do that. You ask them what they do. I always say, yeah, hey, Campbell, what do you do for money? It's kind of a funny way to ask the question of what do you do for work? And so then they tell you what they do, and then they always ask, right, well, what do you do, And I'll just say, I'm in real estate. And then I'll ask them another question. I always deflect back to them. I listen more than I talk. Say that with me. I listen more than I talk. And I always want to deflect back to them, but then they're always going to ask you, well, how's the market? And I highly suggest, as a legendary agent, that you study and learn the numbers, because what does a typical, traditional, average real estate agent say when someone asks them that question? Oh, the market's great. It's hot. It's good. It's not great. What I say is, it's interesting, Campbell. Last year at this time, there were 1,500 homes on the market, and things were cranking. Interest rates were about 2.5%. We were receiving 10, 20, 30 offers on a home. And last May, interest rates climbed. They almost doubled, went up to close to 6%, which is around where they're at right now. And our inventory went from 1,500 homes to 9,500 homes. In December of last year, there were 12,500 homes on the market. And right now we are at about close to 10,000. I think yesterday it was 9,870 homes on the market. Are you thinking about selling your home or buying? I always ask, become a shameless self-promoter. First key to becoming a great marketer, you have to market yourself, and you have to be confident in who you are and what you do, so that people know. I want people to say, do you know Chad Goldwasser? And if they do, I want them to say, now, you mean the podcast guy? You mean the real estate guy? You mean the speaker? I'm going to promote myself as those things to everyone I meet, because that will allow the expansion and the growth and the mission to be fulfilled that I'm on. So that's your first idea, is become a shameless self-promoter, number 1. Let's talk about farming really quick. If you're in real estate, I am a farmer, and farming in real estate, and this can be in any business, farming is this. And I learned about it in 2002. I was in New Orleans. I was at the National Association of Realtors convention, and I went into this farming seminar, and it was done by Hobbs and Herter. And they said, we went into a neighborhood and we surveyed that neighborhood, and we said, who's the top agent in the neighborhood? And we got all these different responses back. And then we went and we did a mail out with a fictitious agent. We did 8 mail outs over 8 weeks with a fictitious agent, promoting them in that neighborhood. And we went back and we surveyed that neighborhood again, and we asked who is the top agent, and guess what most people said? The fictitious agent. And so I thought, that's brilliant. And I lived in a neighborhood called Circle C, and there's 4,500 homes in Circle C, and I lived in a small area of that neighborhood called Wildflower Park. 400 homes. And I went back, and my wife was my business partner, and she's a marketing genius. She's now in real estate herself. She's awesome at it. But she's former wife, mother of my children, great lady, Tara, shout out. And I said, we need to do this. And she said, okay. And so we did an 8x8, 8 pieces over 8 weeks. And the first one was, I am 27 years old. I have 2 children. I am married. I live in Circle C. Who am I? And you turned it over and it said, I'm Chad Goldwasser. I'm just like you. And it had a picture of my family. And it said, if you need help buying or selling real estate, I would love to help you. And that was the first one. The second piece was a red envelope. And on the exterior of the envelope, it had a little sticker. And for those of you that are of my age bracket, there used to be a song. It was called Jenny. Jenny, I got your number. I need to make you mine. 8675309. And so we put this little sticker on the outside of the red envelope, and it said 867-5309. And they opened that. We put that on the door, and they opened that, and there was a helpful numbers magnet. And it said, some numbers aren't as easy to remember. For your knowledge, here are great people that can help you if you need anything done with your home. And that was the second one. And we continued with that process. But don't stop there. What I did is I then decided in the third week that I would go out and I would knock on every single door in the neighborhood. And so I put on my little suit and I went out and I knocked on doors, and the script was very simple. It was just this: knock, knock, knock. Opens the door. Hey, I'm not here to bug you. My name is Chad Goldwasser. I'm one of your neighbors. I live in the neighborhood. I love Circle C. I sell real estate. And here's a little information on what's going on in the market in our neighborhood right now. And if you ever need to buy or sell real estate, I'd love to help you. Have a great day. It's that simple, and it's quick, and I don't bother them. And a lot of people, started talking to me about what was going on in the market. And then I got my first listing. And then I sold it before it ever went on the market. It was in November of 2001, I think. And but I still did the open house on it. I sold it. It was the day before Thanksgiving. I put it on the market, and it was a little corner house on Snapdragon Drive, and I sold it on Thanksgiving Day, like as soon as it went on the market. And I still did the open house, and I plastered the neighborhood with Chad Goldwasser signs, and people saw Chad Goldwasser. And then that next year, I sold 30% of the listings in that portion of the neighborhood, maybe 8 sales, but 8 sales at an average list price of, let's say, $400,000, that's $12,000. So take 8 times 12,000, not bad, and that pays for the marketing, okay? So then the next year, I decided I was going to do all of Circle C, 4,500 homes. So there were 4,100 left to start marketing to, and I went to my 2 buyer's agents at the time, and I said, hey, we're going to go knock on doors. We're going to go knock on 4,100 doors in Circle C. And they looked at me and they said, are you crazy? People are going to think you're desperate. And what I said was, I don't care what they think. I'm going to take over this neighborhood. And they wouldn't come with me. And so for 6 months, every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 4 p.m. until 7 p.m., I went out in my little suit and I knocked on doors and I introduced myself to people, and I knocked on 4,100 doors, and I started to take over the neighborhood, and I did the 8x8, and then I added what is called a Partners in Education program, and I started advertising in the newsletter, and I started advertising the Partners in Education program, and I went to the schools and I said to the principals, I introduced myself, and I said, when someone sells their home with me in Circle C and they pay me my full fee, I will donate 5% of that to your school, to the school of their choice, and each quarter I will give you a check. And so that's a Partners in Education, or PI program. Then I got a billboard in the neighborhood, and then I started being the host of the fun run at the school, and I started sponsoring things. And now I put on a concert in the neighborhood, and I am one of the founders of the Circle C Run Club, and I do a entrepreneurial meetup in the neighborhood. And the whole idea is I want to become a celebrity in the neighborhood. Because in that neighborhood, there's 450 sales a year. And a good farmer can capture 90%, 90, that would be awesome, can capture 20% of a market in a neighborhood. So if you take 450, you multiply that by 20%, that's 90 sales. The average sale price in that neighborhood right now is $871,000. So if you take 90 sales, 90 listings, 90 times 871,000, that is 78,390,000. You multiply that by 0.0275, because sometimes you're going to utilize a performance-based commission structure and take a little less. That's $2.155,725,000. And I don't have to leave my neighborhood. So that's farming, another form of marketing. So become a shameless self-promoter. Think about farming. If you're looking at farming a neighborhood, don't look at a neighborhood where there's 10 sales a year. Look at a neighborhood where there's 100 or 200 or 400 or 500. Because if there's 10 sales and you capture 20% of the market, that's 2 sales, and that's not a smart strategy. So networking. People are important to me. I love people, and I love talking to them, and I love learning about them. And I don't know, God gave me this thing in my heart that allowed me to love people, and I'm so thankful for that, because I meet people everywhere. And what I do when I meet people, if you want to become a master networker, is in your phone, okay? In your phone, if you have an iPhone, I don't carry business cards anymore. What I do is, if someone says, do you have a business card? I say, I don't have a business card, but let me go ahead and I will send you my card. And you go to contacts, and at the top, if you can see this here, it shows my card. And it says Chad Goldwasser, and I just click on that, and I go to the bottom, and I hit share contact, and then I say, what's your number? And then I send it to them, and then I say, can you send me your information back, and maybe we can go have lunch someday? And then they send me their information back, and then I follow up with that, and I buy lunch. If you're networking and you invite, you buy lunch. I love it when people call me and they're like, hey, Chad, I want to pick your brain. Can I take you to lunch? And I say, absolutely, because I love to help people. And we go to lunch, and the bill comes, and it sits there. If you invite someone to lunch and you have lunch with them, you grab that ticket and you pay for it, and then you build a relationship. Once you've done that, you find out maybe where they live, and you find out where they live. Don't be a stalker, but I like to get people's addresses because I like to send a personal note. So again, I'm trying to dominate this space in their mind that is reserved for real estate agents. So networking, and then I put them into our database. I create a database. If you don't have a database, there's a lot of great databases out there that you can use, but everybody you know should go into your database, and you should start utilizing that to capture information and then communicate with these people. I want to tell you about a strategy I called You Just Crossed My Mind. This is something new I came up with about 2 years ago. And this is what it is. All of a sudden, I'm driving down the road, and Lele comes to mind. Lele, the producer of our show. She's amazing, by the way. Lele! You can't see her, but she's sitting right there smiling at me. But you say, all of a sudden, Lele crosses my mind, and you're like, I wonder what Lele's doing. Instead of just letting someone cross your mind, you utilize the You Just Crossed My Mind strategy. And you pull over, or if you have a driver, you just grab your phone, and you text Lele, and you say, Lele, you just crossed my mind. I hope you're doing awesome. I miss you. I love you. I hope your day is great. Hey, if you ever hear of anyone looking to buy or sell real estate, call me with a little smiley face and maybe a laughy emoji. But I do it to remind them. And so they're thinking about that and they know that they crossed your mind. You just crossed my mind. Strategy that I use quite a bit. Or you can call them. So, number one, I am a shameless self-promoter because I believe in myself and the way that I do business, and if they work with someone else, they will not receive the same level of service that I will give them. Number two, farming, become a celebrity in your neighborhood. Number three, networking. And networking doesn't just have to be, there's B&I groups, there are your normal avenues that people think of networking, but a huge networking opportunity for me is with a group called Toastmasters. And if you don't know about Toastmasters, I've been going for 25 years. I learned about this from Rick DeLuca. Shout out Rick DeLuca, one of the greatest trainers out there. He lives in Bend, Oregon. But he was teaching me about business planning, which I will teach on another episode. But he talked to me about Toastmasters, and I joined. And it's given me the opportunity to become a better speaker, a better presenter. It teaches you about vocal variety. It teaches you about body movement and how to engage people and draw them in, and so much more. But the beautiful offshoot of that was that people started to, guess what I talked about when I went there? Real estate. And so people started to know, hey, this guy's in real estate, and I started to sell a lot of homes out there. Also, the Circle C Run Club, also Rise and Run Club. I mean, think outside the box when you're thinking about networking, because your job is to expand your influence and your sphere of influence to as many people as possible. So that's networking. And there's so much more to it that we could discuss, but we'll leave it at that for now. I've got about 8 minutes left with you. I want to talk about social media and podcasting. The Golden Hour podcast is an inspiration from my buddy Jeremy Gomez, who has the 200% podcast. If you haven't subscribed to it, please subscribe to it. This guy runs a company called G World. It's where I'm at right now. I'm at the G World World headquarters right now. 130-person organization. He is the owner of Pod Media, and they are producing my podcast, and subscribe to his. But he taught me about podcasting, and he said, we need to do a podcast for you. And I said, I'm in, because I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I wasn't ready because I just didn't have the knowledge or the wisdom or the patience or whatever. But now I'm ready. And so he came into my life at the right time. He's become a great friend and a great inspiration to me. Podcasting is a way to get information out about how you do business and how you work. My hope is that people not only get inspired to become legendary and be better people, but that they learn that I do business the right way. And if they ever need to buy or sell real estate anywhere in the world, because we're going to expand globally and nationally, I can help you buy or sell real estate anywhere in the world. If you need my help, call me. 512-750-8333 is my number, and you can call me anytime, and we will help you buy or sell real estate anywhere in the world. And so podcasting is a huge opportunity for you. If you're thinking about it, you can contact me or Jeremy or Lele at Pod Media. So podcasting, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, so many social media avenues that you can utilize. And what happens is you don't just put up there, here's my home for sale, here's another listing of mine, I just closed a deal. You put up there who you are, your values, you put up about your family, you do fun stuff when you're at a concert in the front row, you let people see what your passions are, and then you sprinkle in real estate. And always, on social media, I would suggest that you start building a tagline for yourself. my tagline is, who do you know looking to buy or sell real estate? And I say that to people all the time, and they think it's, funny and whatever, but I start to stick in their mind because we want to dominate the minds of the people out there as real estate professionals. As you become legendary, as you learn from this podcast and Jeremy's podcast and the Gold app that we'll be releasing, I'm going to have an opportunity for the first group of people. My goal is 5,000 people by the end of August signed up for the Gold app, not so I can make money, but so that I can help train and teach you. Basically, this is how the Gold app will work. It will have our home sellers guides, non-branded, so home buyers guides. It'll have our buyer lead sheets, our seller lead sheets, and then it will have a community where you can find other agents around the country that you can practice scripts and dialogues with. It will have so many different things, but daily motivation. It'll have our musical stylings. It'll have, but here's the coolest part that I'm excited about is it's going to have my agent friends from across the world sharing scripts and dialogues, and me as well sharing scripts and dialogues. So when I interview a seller to go to their home, I always ask them one question: what are the top 3 things you'll be looking for from me as your real estate agent? And they say, I want someone that does great marketing, I want open houses, and it's a $10 million home. So I would like a discount. And a typical traditional average real estate agent goes into that listing interview and drops their pants and loses a lot of that commission. Instead, now you're going to be able to the Gold app, click on Gold app, you're going to click on listing commission or listing scripts. You're going to click on listing commission reduction scripts. You're going to click on the performance-based commission structure script, and up's going to pop myself probably for this one. And here's how it goes. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I totally understand how you would want a discount. You're paying me a lot of money. And I don't do discounts, but here's what I can do, and I think it's pretty awesome. It motivates me to get you the best price. I have what I call a performance-based commission structure. And basically, if I sell your home for $10 million or more, I take my full fee, which is 3% of the sales price. We also pay the buyer agent 3%. If I sell it for $9.5 to $10 million, I will give you a 0.5% discount. And if I sell it for $9.5 million or less, I will give you a full percentage discount. How does that sound? And they always say yes. And then you walk out with the signed listing agreement. You go back to the Gold app as you're sitting in your car. You click on listing signed agreement email, and you punch in johnandjulie@hotmail.com. Up pops the email, auto-populated. John and Julie, thank you so much for listing your home with me today. I am so excited about getting you the best price. Here are the next steps. Boom, 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 boom. By the way, during the term of our listing, you're going to hear of other people looking to buy or sell real estate. Call me, and I will contact them and treat them like gold. Sincerely, Chad Goldwasser. And then you send that. And then you go to the Hey Cupcake button, and you click on the Hey Cupcake button, and you order 6 delicious cupcakes sent to their front door with your little emblem on the top of them that says Jeremy Gomez at LPT Realty. And we surprise and delight, and we raise the level in the industry, and we create the Nordstroms, the Neiman Marcus, the Four Seasons of real estate, and we help agents to become better because what we do is important. So that's about the Gold app, and I'll get you more information on how to sign up for that. So, marketing. Become a shameless self-promoter. Become a celebrity in your neighborhood if you want to farm. Network. You just crossed my mind. Podcasting, social media. Put yourself out there. It doesn't have to be perfect. People can see we are human beings. We are not perfect. So try things. Put yourself out there. And, marketing is the key to real estate. Marketing is the key to any business. And I love marketing more than anything else in the world because it allows me to help more people. And I want to help more people. Buy and sell real estate, and I want to help more people. I want to help more people to do good things in their life. And this is my favorite band, Briscoe. They're out of Austin, Texas, Briscoe. Check them out. This song's called Hoop Darings. Have a great day. Chad Goldwasser, The Golden Hour. We love you. Have a great day from Orlando.